Hello, welcome in for another reading. Today I'm using the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot. I've already pulled 3 cards as always, so let's jump right in. First up, we have the Five of Swords, which, if you're watching these in order, you'll know came up in not the last reading but the one before. So I find that interesting. And I'm interested to see how this deck's Five of Swords differs from that deck's Five of Swords. The Man That Was Used Up is a satirical work about General John A.B.C. Smith. As the story's title suggests, General Smith is the man that was used up. General Smith warred with the First Nations. He was then captured, butchered, disfigured, and used up. Each day his servant had to put him together. The general's limbs had to be reattached, his glass eye popped back in, even his tongue set in place. With the Five of Swords, battles, competition, and conflict will wear you down to the point where you risk being torn apart. In this image, General Smith is spread out on the floor in pieces. His limbs and head are separated from his torso. His glass eye and false teeth lay beside him. 4 swords lay around him on the floor. His disembodied hand holds the 5th sword. Winning at all costs and taking arguments to the extreme are embodiments of the Five of Swords. You may win the battle, but your victory will be in vain, as you're now estranged from those you've defeated. You may find yourself alone, hemmed off from loved ones, friends, or co-workers. You're surprised at the sadness and loss you feel. You're starting to realize that being the victor isn't all it's cracked up to be. Perhaps you've crossed the line or violated the boundaries of others. It would be wise to apologize to your opponents. If you can, talk things out and try to see eye to eye. Trying to prove you're right will only aggravate the situation. A peace offering such as lunch or coffee can go a long way toward mending fences. As well, there are times when you'll fail. One of these times could be now. If you must accept defeat, do it with dignity. True success comes when you meet yourself where you are and level up. Upright. Competition, sadness, loss, conflicts, disagreements, arguments, defeat, failure. So this deck has a much more negative Five of Swords than what we saw in the last reading. No, I'm sorry. The last deck was the Five of Wands, not the Five of Swords. That's why it seems so different. Never mind. Either way, this is a more negative card. And there's definitely something to be said about conflict, competition, loss. So make sure that your relationships with other people are doing okay, is what I'm getting from this. Make sure you don't feel like you have to always be right. It's okay to have disagreements, but don't pick your battles. Definitely pick your battles and don't feel like you have to constantly be proving that you're correct. Because that's just going to cause problems. Our second card is Death. In the oval portrait, a portrait painter, bewitched by his wife's beauty, must capture it on a canvas. The painter is so obsessed with painting her portrait that he ignores everything else. She sits motionless for weeks. At last, her health begins to fail. Her husband is oblivious. He finishes the painting and regards his work happily, exclaiming that this is indeed life itself. A moment later, he realizes that his wife is dead. All that remains is her lifelike painting. The woman lives on in her portrait. Like death, she is a symbol of invincibility. The picture frame with the skull symbolizes death, but the ivy-covered edges suggest that life continues after change and transformation. Get ready for a revolution. You have crossed a major threshold after a period of reflection and soul-searching. Change is inevitable now, so you must embrace this time of intense restructuring. Karmic pathways and portals are now open. If you resist change, you'll repeat negative karmic patterns later on. Death represents a phoenix rising from the ashes. It portends an overhaul of your life. Transformation is a difficult but necessary and beautiful aspect of life. You might not recognize the person you're becoming, but in time you'll look back and marvel at how much you've grown, at all you've endured, and how much you've accomplished. Upright, transformation, endings, beginnings, cycles, death, rebirth, release. So, what's interesting about this is that the Tower came up in my own tarot reading this morning. So it's interesting to see that come up again. There's a lot of change going on right now in the world and maybe in your personal life as well. Sorry. And that can be very difficult, but it's important and it is a good thing. And as unsettling as it may seem, as uncomfortable as you are, you will make it through and you will come out the other side better for it. Lastly, we have the Four of Wands reversed. Let me flip it upright. Let me perhaps move it over here so you can see it a little bit better. I know there's a bit of a glare. In the poem To My Mother, Poe speaks of his mother and mother-in-law. As the backbone of the family, a mother provides comfort and security. A mother is a loyal and devoted caregiver and friend. Poe considered his mother-in-law more than a mother unto me. Poe's mother died when he was a baby, and he longed for a mother figure. He loved his mother-in-law not only for the love she showed him, but because she was the mother of his beloved wife, Virginia. Poe states that she was dearer than the mother I knew. In this image, the corpse of a young mother lays between 4 candles. The flowers beneath her indicate she was well loved. The flowers are red, blue, purple, white, and yellow, symbolizing love, loyalty, purity, and friendship in the sky. 2 angels, whispering to one another, can find among their burning terms of love none so devotional as that of mother. Family is the focus of the Four of Wands. It's time to celebrate and be grateful for your blessings at home. You've achieved a lot. It's time to relax and appreciate all you've accomplished before taking on more work. The energy of the 4 denotes stability and safety. You might return home after a long journey. Being at home will help regenerate the energy you've spent reaching goals. Whatever you've created, rest assured it has a firm foundation. You might be celebrating a birthday or anniversary. The Four of Wands indicates a new home purchase or family reunion. It can signify a new addition to the family, such as a child or pet. A period of happiness and peace is upon you. Enjoy this time of merriment. Reversed. Miscommunication, familial tension, upheaval, insecurity, instability. So I feel like this kind of carries on the message of death, where instability and insecurity kind of reign. There's a lot going on. Excuse me. There's a lot going on right now. I've said this for like the past several readings. There's a lot going on in the world, especially if you live in the US. And that's really scary. And it seems like everything is going to go wrong. It's hard. It's hard to live in, historical times or interesting times. However, this is a time to depend on your community. As you heard, that description talked a lot about family. So whatever your family looks like, whatever your family means to you, it's okay to lean on them right now. It's all right to need them during this time. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. As always, if you would like a personal reading with me, you can find me on Etsy at Dusk Till Dawn Treasures, and I would be happy to read for you. I think that's everything. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.